So the government, federal government is federal government, whether it is Buhari or anybody, must take responsibility for all the sins of the past and stop giving impression that it was the past government that did this, or what about the glories garnered by the previous governments that you are enjoying now? You understand what I mean? So if you take if you must take the blessing, you should also take the burden. So as much as possible, they should go for the superordinate goal. Define what is in the interest of the entire region. The collective interest, everybody will now begin to plug at its own level. Just like provide electricity. If you have cassette, you play. If you have DVD, you play. If you have TV, you play. That is what life is about. And everybody will be busy listening to his own kind of music. And life goes on. Take it from that simplistic explanation, because everything in life is simple.
All right.
We'll
take a quick break. We'll return and find out if different people have been playing different tunes and who's listening to them. Join us again. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily, taking a look at solutions to the challenge we've got in the Niger Delta. Mr. Chimanaji, you talked about different people playing different tunes, yes. But from the people's perspective now, you have different groups popping up in the region, also singing different tunes, many describe them. But do you think that the agitation, the demands of those different groups capture what the people really want, or is it just the interest of a few?
Naturally, when any group wants to ingratiate itself, it must capture the mood, the general feeling, to legitimize its own, struggle, as they normally call it. But that does not detract from the fact that there are fundamental issues. And that's why I say remove the oxygen and the fire will stop burning. Removing the oxygen means identifying those things that are needed to be done, that the people really need, and then making genuine and spirited effort that is perceptible to the ordinary people, that you are making that effort. It is not so much about achieving those things in one night. Like I said, if a father lost his job and it is known that this father has been a very good father, he can as well tell the family, adjust your belt. As painful as that may be to the family, they will understand. But the man should not be too long in making those excuses.
But some will still kick.
Because the stomach will not listen to that. The children will tell him that if you lost that job, why must you always call this uncle that is the one that sacked you? Go and look for your job now. Because they want food. That is, you need to know, as you are the head of the family and the leader of the family, know when to make excuses. Because the excuse industry produces no product.
Do you think we really want to tackle the challenges of the Niger Delta?
I'm sorry?
Do you think we really are sincere?
I've said these things before, that the person who wants to solve the problem must be trustworthy. Okay? In the past, there have not been so much of, even if the individual, like some of in this country, we play with the person at the head. The wish, the whims and caprices of the head of government sometimes will not make any meaning.
But
because the other people are either there to truncate it, or harvest it for their own personal good and lay the blame on the head, you understand, at the end. Because it is gleeful for us to shout, yeah, the administration didn't do well. But what about those people who worked with him? And what about even the individual who participated in the truncating of the...
Does that also include the Niger Delta states with what they've done so far? The states,
the governors, and everybody. Yes. The real people don't bother whether it is the governor or local government. They don't even know some of the differences in all this dichotomization of governance, whether it is federal or what. Some of them don't. They hear it on television. Some of them, they recite it. That's why when you pin them down what can be done, they don't have further ideas or how to take it.
Isn't that a problem?
But they know when their problems are solved. They know what their problems are.
Isn't that how we've run the country?
Have we made progress? I was discussing with somebody yesterday when I passed through Ojuelegba. I said, this Ojuelegba that Fela sang motor come from. They say that they even brought his body there, and the people had a hilarious outing during his death. Something. I say the situations that he signed, all of them are still here. As if we have this car called Nigeria has no fuel, no water, and no road to travel on. You understand? So we've been going. In fact, we are deteriorating. If you like to hear, I think he will sing a different thing. So it is not good that we're not making progress, and we know.
What's so peculiar about
we know.
About
Suleiman, many people know the problem with this country, because whatever the mouth is chewing, the ear is hearing the movement. It will know when it is breaking bone and when it is taking meat pie. This same ear. You understand what I mean? We know. And nobody will come on television to tell you honestly. Just like a family fight. The madam and husband are having problems. The woman says that the man doesn't buy dresses for her for meeting. And the man says the woman does not make good food for him.
And he hasn't
the foolish man will come and judge and say, Madam, you are wrong. She will settle the husband and will use you as a scapegoat. Or you come in and say, Oga, you are wrong. Then Oga will buy Madam more dresses and do most of these things that he knew Madam had been agitating for. They will sacrifice you.
Okay, now
that's why the elderly ones will advise you, if you are an intelligent man, you come to a family problem, a quarrel, say, please, settle it. God will help you people, because nobody is addressing the real issue. The issue might be that Madam is never available, or that the man is always tired when Madam is available. And so, but these are not issues that are canvassed in the open. And that is the Nigerian question. And that's why many people say what they call true federalism. And some people begin to be semantic. Which one is true? Which one is false? But the truth of the matter is that there is a global demand for good governance. And standards are not being set in any boundary anymore. So it is foolhardy to continue to sleep till 10 a.m. thinking that you have a time differential in your own zone while business is hitting other places. The problem is that nobody has the time to wait for any country that does not buckle up. And we have known the tragedy it poses for this country to disintegrate. And God forbid, we say God forbid, but we are working towards it every day by our utterances, by our conduct, by everything we do. We are dismembering this country.
Do you think we're learning the lessons along the way?
No, the real people who didn't cause the problem know the lessons, have also learned the lesson. But the very few are trying to be, in fact, the rush on Naira with dollar is the lack of faith they have in this country, its capacity to survive tomorrow. They thought that this country would have collapsed so that they will have dollar, which is a universal currency that will enable them, fuel their visa or double citizenship and all that. So the issue is that if we are not honest with ourselves, we cannot be honest in our dealings. You can't give what you don't have. And this idea of ethnic, religious cleavages, it makes no meaning. It will not lead us anywhere. Because just like they say, henchmen, they come from Niger, they come from Chad, and they are protecting the cows. If you kill all the people who will buy the cows, where will the demand come from? Is it just for the cow to graze and you don't make money from it? So it shows that we have a disconnect with the cognitive processes.
If at the end of the day we put in place a long-term solution to the challenge in the Niger Delta, or the problem in the Niger Delta, what's the guarantee that if a government comes in tomorrow, they won't take us back to square one?
You see, when we have a genuine government that have substantially made input in the process of resolution, it will acquire a life of its own. Just like you have not imagined, because you may be saying, okay, because science has said it, when an aircraft lifts, what are the things that are supporting it? The heavenly forces, call it gravity, call it everything, they come because the challenge has been thrown. You understand? When a woman, a mad woman, scantily dressed, but pregnant, delivers in the open market, wrapper and everything, will arrive in 2 seconds. But cry that you need wrapper, nobody will give it to you until the challenge is down there. The point I'm saying is that let government at the center double into it genuinely. All the forces in the Niger Delta and Nigeria will support it because it is a step to resolving the problem in other regions too.
Mr. Chairman,
ultimately, the answer is federalism.
Thank you for coming on. Mr. Chairman Naji is a legal practitioner, public affairs analyst, and a professional in politics. Well, that's what we're trying to cut in today on the program. We thank you all for watching and for your comments as well. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
I didn't believe I chuckled on that mid-fire analogy. I'm Sulaiman. I'll let us see you again tomorrow.
Well, you missed it.